Use any knocks, anything like that picked up on Tuesday?
There's always one or two. I mean, it's quite, people are talking about at the moment. We've had one or two that have gone through the team, and the viral infection sort of hit us hard. But having said that, the squad like challenges at the moment, and they've responded really well. And normally, if someone steps out, someone steps in and does the business. So. We want to keep that going.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as the infection's concerned, are you seeing the back end of it now?
Yeah. I mean, there's one or two. It's never going to be an overnight thing, and everyone wakes up. But as you know yourself, probably if you've ever had an infection or anything, it takes a few days. So, we've done everything that we can from a medical point of view to make sure that we're following that up. So we'll keep positive, and everyone's keep believing, and so far, fingers crossed that no one's gone down since.
Yeah. And I know you sort of measure sort of distance and all those kind of things. Do you have to be careful about sort of the after effects of that? All the symptoms can be gone, but it can still take a toll on your body, I guess.
No, I think if it happens, it happens. There's nothing we can do about it. You just have to let it take its course, and but it just gives someone else an opportunity to step up to the mark and play well. That's what I've taken over. I don't want no excuses, and so far the players have given themselves no excuses, so that's fantastic.
And as we're sitting here now, you're hopeful there won't be any illness, any absences in illness-wise for the other weekend?
No, we're positive, really positive. It's a fantastic football club. Everything's going really well, and we've had fantastic results. And we're looking forward to Saturday.
And those back-to-back wins, I mean, that managers often talk about those because it's, a win, draw, lose, that kind of sequence is fine. But when you can really get those points piling up in a short space of time, it just changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, the home form's been great. And as I said, the Dagenham game was something which was really positive. There was a lot of pressure on that game, but something the boys are really relishing at the moment. So, they've taken ownership, really. I know I'm the manager, but they've taken ownership of what's gone on that pitch, and let's make sure it continues.
Because you've been very upfront. I mean, some managers try and sort of deflect the pressure and talk about, it's nothing like that. You've been straight down the line and told them what's at stake here. And are you're happy? Are you surprised at how well they've all responded to that?
Not really. I mean, I see their faces every day. I know their personalities, and there's some powerful personalities within the group, and it's important that the younger players follow that, which has been happening. And we're very limited with resources, but we've come up against some real big challenges, and the players, as I said to you before, have taken ownership. They've shown a lot of leadership, and it's been a fantastic turnaround in form.
And I guess it's having those right leaders, isn't it? If you get the right people that the youngsters can follow, then it makes your job a lot easier.
Yeah, it is. And having said that, I think when you're winning, it makes it a lot easier. And so far we had a strategy, we got a game plan that we're sticking to, and the players are following that through passion. And those are the sort of key ingredients that, as a manager, you look for: commitment. They're willing to run, they're willing to work hard for the badge, and that's not been seen in previous years, and so far they're carrying that well.
And obviously you've been the other side of the fence as a player, and I guess if you see a manager's style and then you see it working, it gives you the extra belief that actually this is the right way and this is getting us success.
Yeah, when I took over as manager, I wanted the fans to sense it, see it, feel it, but I also wanted that from the players. Now, as it stands at the moment, I think both groups are together, because we had lost that, understandably, because when you're losing, that's what happens, and people's emotions get affected in football, whether it's a player, whether it's a supporter. But so far we've got that back on track again, and we keep it going.
And when you think about the previous seasons, I mean, the Championship is somewhat different given the size of clubs you were playing there, but certainly last season it's been such a long time since there's been that winning feeling around Yeovil. In fact, it's come back relatively quickly after you took over. I mean, I'm sure you won't praise yourself too much, but that's quite impressive.
No, as I said, I don't do pats on the back myself. I try and just keep working hard, and you'll be surprised, players follow that, staff follow that. If you keep working hard, you keep maintaining your standards, you affect the group, and that can be a player. Players got high standards, other players want to follow that, especially when you're winning.
That gap's growing obviously between you and the bottom two. Hopefully that continues. I would imagine you're now starting to very much look at those sort of places just a couple above you and think, well, no reason why I can't catch them.
Our media officer, put a statement out which I thought was quite interesting. The game on Tuesday night just shows it's not going to get any easier. It's going to be a tough task, but I want to make sure people know that the achievement of staying in the Football League will be a massive achievement, because sometimes when you're dealing with adversity and you stay strong through that, that achievement's bigger than what you are if you're mid-table going for playoffs. This club was, spiralling out of control. It wasn't, a nice place to be around, and that's why I say the players have to take credit for that, because I don't want them to spend their summer going with a relegation on their tails. And it's not nice, but we want to make sure we do the job sooner rather than later.
Absolutely, and that job is front and centre. But are you able to spend a little bit of time looking ahead, because you've got this squad together? Do you want to keep, obviously you want to get the benefits of that and look to try and tie some of them down a bit longer, or keep them at the other club over the summer?
Listen, there's a big job to do every week before we start really knuckling down on the future. Of course I want to be able to do that, and I want to do that sooner rather than later, and I think everything else will take care of itself once we make sure we stay above this line.
Okay, so let's talk about this weekend then. Mansfield, I guess the reverse fixture was a pretty difficult one. Hopefully this one will be a bit better for you.
Good manager, good young manager, setting out his mark. He's done a fantastic job. He had his struggles last year, and like me, I want to be able to build the club rather than the team, and he's had a chance to do that, and he's reaping the rewards, and there is a tough place to go. But having said that, I think every game's had its own strengths and weaknesses, and we just focus on what we do.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
I was quite interested in comments. People have asked you if you're going to bring in more loan signings, and your answer has been, well, look at how well this team is doing at the moment. What should the media and the fans be saying about this team at the moment? What do you think?
I don't know, I think that's your job. We sense it, see it, feel it. I think what you've probably seen in the short term is you've seen a group of players that are giving everything for the football club up against some real tough teams. Some tough teams which have enabled a squad that they've worked from day one. So when a loan comes in, are they affecting the performances? Which, no disrespect, Brandon scores the winning goal in a high pressure game. So I've had to take risks and I've had to take gambles, but with those loans I've got a lot of rewards, and that's very pleasing as a manager.
Okay, and I'm interested in the line, as you put it. It's everywhere around here. What's their thinking behind that?
I think it's important the players have a focus, and the focus is to stay above the line. I keep saying it's a difference between winning and losing. It's a difference between relegation and promotion. Sometimes it's a difference between head and heart, and it's the principles that we're sticking to. And I want players to know that, and they know what they're coming in to work for every day.
Thank you.
Darren, you mentioned Adam Murray, Mansfield's manager, and he's been speaking quite positively about your side. He said that he feels that Yeovil are on a different level to Newport and Dagenham, who they've played recently, and it will be like playing a playoff team at the weekend, not a relegation side. That must be music to your ears hearing that.
Yeah, that's nice comments. I know I'm the one that sits in an office after and speaks to the managers when they sort of let their guard down, and they're really honest with me. And I've had it for a while now, and it's pleasing, but I want to make sure that we stay focused and we keep to our standards. I thought for 45 minutes on Tuesday we wasn't at those standards, but having said that, we was up against a very tactical team, two teams going at each other, cutting each other out, and that's the beauty of football now. Both sets of teams know everything about you as long as you do your homework, and there'll be a lot of teams now that have changed shape to go against us, which again is very pleasing, but so far the players have shown a real astute level of cleverness to be able to adapt to any situation, and I feel proud of that fact.
And a bit like Accrington, Mansfield are a side with a small budget that are probably playing above themselves or exceeding expectations. Are you expecting a similar sort of battle on Saturday that was on Tuesday?
I think he's done well as a manager. Not so much this season, but I look at what he done last season. Again, it was a miracle what he done, and it's what I'm trying to achieve here. But he knew he had to focus on the short term last year. Now, you know, he's got a chance to focus on the long term, and it's something that I want to get to. And I believe in this group will be able to give me that opportunity to do that.
And just finally, we saw Kevin Dawson back on Tuesday, which was great news. Can we expect to see Jack Compton at the weekend?
We're hoping so, but I don't want to rule Jack out or rule him in. Again, you've got to let nature take its course. But it was good to see Kev back. I mean, he's a passionate man. He's been involved in a lot of the success here, and if there was a player that, you know, I could leave to police this dressing room to help fight for the badge every day, he would be someone that I have 110% trust in, because the way he conducts and carries himself, whether he's injured or whether he's playing, is incredible. And I've got a few of those players that are doing that at the moment, and I respect that.